You would cheat him and how? This is an Indian territory. What are you talking about? Oh, aren't you from Oklahoma?
How?
That's right. The cop asked her if she had driving and she had an ID, and she said, about what? Anyway, she backs out of her driveway, puts a car in reverse, backs right up against Chuck's driveway, puts the car and drives off, and there stands poor Chuck standing there waiting to get the car to go. Is that right or wrong?
Well, I was told that's what happened, but I didn't see him.
You didn't see him?
She's telling the truth.
Chuck? Where's Chuck? Chuck's about 6'3". You know, you're all Chuck. How should she not see him? Now, what do you have to say?
I was looking forward.
How could you go forward backing up?
Oh, it's easy. We don't have a lot of traffic.
That's another Okie one. Anyway.
This morning, I got up and went out in the fall to get you fresh cow patties.
Fresh what? Cow patties. Cow patties. Good. Now, audience, you heard the story. You know it's true. Get the sign out here. How do you find Jeffy?
Can I see something for a minute?
Would it make any difference if I said no? I went through that with the last one.
I'm a character witness, and I do a very good job of witnessing characters.
You're a character, all right. There's no doubt about that.
And I think I found one.
Yeah, you sure have. How do you vote, audience? Thank you very much. Now, because of your oversight, we went to our high-tech people in the park, and they come up with something for you. You hook this to your gear shift, and when you put it in reverse, Chuck. Close it again. Close it up. Close it up.
It'll remind me.
Put it in reverse. Chuck. Oh, don't forget him again. That'll be 50 cents a piece.
In my behalf, I did have eye surgery a week ago, and that was before my eye surgery, so I probably won't miss him.
Before your eye surgery. What? Hey, I just thought of an Okie joke. Guy from Iowa walks in a restaurant, he sits down, he says, I'll have a cup of coffee. And he looks across and he says, is that the Lord sitting over there? And he says, it sure is. He says, well, give him a cup of coffee, too, on me. He's always in a wheelchair. Next guy comes in, he's from Michigan, he's all stooped over. He walks in, he sits down, he orders a cup of tea. And he says, is that the Lord sitting over there? He says, yeah. He says, well, give him a cup of tea on me. Pretty soon this Okie comes in on crutches. Sits down, he says, hello, bar, sweet thing. He says, why don't you just bring me a big ice cold Coke? And he says, oh, Lord, is that the Lord's boy sitting over there? He says, sure. He says, well, you give him a Coke on me. The Lord gets up to leave, and he comes to the Michigan guy, and he says, thank you for your generosity, brother. He taps him on the shoulder, and he says, you're cured. The guy jumps out of the wheelchair, runs out the door. Comes up to the Iowa guy, and he says, thank you for generosity, Mr. Iowa man. He taps him on the shoulder, he says, you're cured. And the guy gets up just straight as a stick. He gets up to the Okie, he says, hey, don't touch me, I'm on disability. Okay, we're coming to the close. They're a little longer than we like to run.
Your Honor, prior to this one, I'm going to have to ask Officer Tom to watch the money, because I don't want it to be used to bribe you, because the next victim is Miss Connie Shotwell. Miss Connie, would you go up on stage, please?
I would like to explain something. Usually we try and stick together in this court. I mean, we don't try and arrest each other in that. But I've had so many people come forward with this story about Miss Shotwell that we couldn't, we just no way we could cover it up. I mean, it's just too well known. Hello, Chuck.
Hi.
Do you see your sign, Chuck?
Not yet, but I will. I might be wearing it.
Okay. You have anything to ask or?
Yeah. What's the charges?
What's the charge? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, Constance?
Probably not.
And I know it. Miss Connie, start with, she's going to be charged for unlawful trying to attempt out to leave the park.
That was not
Doug
unlawful.
served her with the summons, and he goes to pick her up for church the next Sunday. She's got a for sale sign in front of her house.
And I sold it.
She sold it. So I called her yesterday, and she said it's sold. I said, when's the closing? She said, I hope it's before noon tomorrow. I says, I told the guard, don't let anybody name a Shotwell out of the park. He said, okay. She says, but I can climb the wall in the back. And I said, if you're going to do that, let me know if you're wearing a skirt. Anyway, you're charged with dog napping.
Your Honor, I am not guilty.
Hang on a minute, we're going to determine that. That's why we're all here today, Connie.
I've already determined it.
Okay. Let me read what happened. I won't even have to read it. I know what happened. Connie is outside her mobile, and there's this dog running loose in the street with a leash. So Connie goes out, catches the dog. Being a good neighbor, she goes around asking people if anybody owns a dog. Not knowing so, she takes it home. Pretty soon the dog gets out again. And she doesn't know what happened to her dog, and the guard or somebody calls Connie and says, Connie, that dog's out on Owasso. So Connie goes out on Owasso Road. She looks over, and the dog is in his yard across the street. So Connie goes over, gets the dog, brings it back home. Presently, she gets a call from security. Says, Connie, that dog lives over in that house.